2NURFM, a broadcast service of the University of Newcastle.
Professor Tim Roberts. Now, you've been in Namibia.
I've been to Botswana, I've been to Victoria Falls, I've been to Namibia, I've been to South Africa, all in a very short period of time with a long flight, but really enjoyed it and was most impressed by Victoria Falls and the people who guided us. It was fabulous.
It's one of those iconic things that you just really want to see, isn't it?
Exact. I wanted to have a good look at the animals. I wanted to check out the lions and the elephants and the Okavango Delta, but I was just amazed by Victoria Falls and the power of the water going over it, the fact that you can see it from both sides. If you're brave, you could do a bungee jump under this big bridge that joins Zimbabwe with Zambia. I didn't do that.
Gathering that wasn't on your...
No.
Okay.
But it was fabulous, and I'd thoroughly recommend it to go over there. The Zimbabwean people, really gentle, really wonderful, very safe area, no problem with walking around at all. It was just a pleasure to be there.
Did anyone walk up to you and go, "Are you Professor Tim?"
Well,
I know. Don't be bashful.
I don't think they get 2NUR over there, Todd.
You should have told them to put their app on their phone.
It's a big radio station, but I don't think it goes that far.
Well, you know what? I didn't realise that pulses were going that far, and I did not realise that United Nations declared that 2016 was the International Year of the Pulse. But even further, there might be some who go, "Professor Tim, what is a pulse?" We're not talking about your heartbeat, are we?
Exactly. When you talk about the year of the pulse, it really is something that I had to go away and learn a lot about. My friend Kevin MacDonald, who knows everything in terms of biology and botany, he said, "Tim, this is an important year because these are the grains, these are the legume plants that make these edible seeds, and the seeds are called pulses," which is, to me, a weird sort of word, but an important concept because pulses are one of the staple food sources of the bulk of the world, and it's incredibly important that we all grow them and, of course, that we eat them because they are very good for our health.
So what are we talking about? We're talking about things like lentils?
Chickpeas, broad beans, field peas, lupins, mung beans, baked beans, kidney beans, all these beans that are very rich in protein, very rich in fibre, very rich in... They're a concentrated food, and the reason why they need to be promoted is that you can store them, provided you keep the mice and the weevils out of them. You can store them forever. In fact, there have been some stored in the pyramids, in the crypts there. So they are an important food source for those areas where people don't have 3 refrigerators in their backyard and so on.
They're pretty much a superfood. You know, the last 10 years, so many foods have popped up. Why do you think... I think more and more, and Professor Claire Collins was joining us yesterday, and she was talking about adding extra vegetables to what you eat, and she was talking about the legumes, she was talking about the chickpeas and that kind of thing. Why do you think we don't embrace this kind of food? Is it the fact, you hit the nail on the head, we don't need to and it's all too difficult?
Well, I think also in the way I was brought up, we lived on lamb, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. We had potatoes, and Mum would have peas, and that was it. You know, that was the staple diet that I grew up with, and I think many people in Australia the same. But with the change in our population makeup, then more and more people are bringing in these other beans for eating, and that's important. But equally, I think that these beans, these pulses do good things for us, but one of the things they do is give us a lot of fibre, and that helps our gut bacteria. But of course, we all know that with baked beans, then you are liable to get a bit of flatulence because they are the good bacteria further down the pipeline who are fermenting these indigestible fibres in the baked beans, and one of the products is a bit of gas. So some people say, oh, baked beans give me flatulence, I don't like to eat them. But at the end of the day, I think the pluses are much greater than the minuses.
Or the pulses are much greater than the minuses in that situation.
A different sort of pulse, isn't it, really?
Better out than in. Okay, fantastic. So I don't think I've ever heard of an international year of a bean, but, you live in interesting times, so...
There we go. Thank you for that, Todd. It's a pleasure to be back here.
It's great to have you back.
Newcastle.
And he's got a little bit of a dose of the flu, but that's okay. It's lovely to have him back in the 2NURFM studio, Professor Tim Roberts.